Before she became the face of one of the most debated paranormal clips on the internet, Alex Huff, known to her followers as Alex, was just your typical lifestyle creator. If you scrolled through her TikTok or Instagram back in 2020 and 2021, you'd see exactly what you'd expect from a girl in her early 20s finding her niche. Her feed was a mix of high-energy makeup transitions, get-ready-with-me videos, and the occasional vlog about her daily life. She had built a loyal following of people who loved her bubbly personality and her talent for aesthetic room decor. Her bedroom, with its warm fairy lights and neutral tones, was her primary filming studio. It was a space that felt safe, cozy, and completely ordinary. To her fans, Alex was relatable, someone just sharing her passion for beauty and fashion from the comfort of her own home. There was never any mention of ghosts, no haunted clickbait, and certainly no indication that her house held any dark secrets. But that's the thing about the paranormal. It doesn't wait for a ghost hunter to show up with a camera. It often chooses the most mundane moments to reveal itself. In this particular video, Alex was doing what she had done 100 times before, sitting on the edge of her bed, mirror in hand, preparing to film a makeup tutorial for her followers. She was focused on her blending, talking to the camera with her usual upbeat energy. She had no idea that in just a few seconds, her safe filming space was about to become the center of a viral nightmare.
Hey guys, so someone commented in one of my videos, like the bronzer highlighter I use, and I use the Milani 05 Soleil. So I'm gonna try that on, and
As the camera rolls, pay close attention to the white closet door directly behind Alex's left shoulder. At first, everything is still, but as she reaches for a brush, the door, which was visibly latched shut, begins to move. This isn't a slow, accidental creak. It's a smooth, deliberate sliding motion. It's as if an invisible hand reached from inside the darkness of the closet and pulled the door open just enough to peek out. The most chilling part of the footage isn't actually the door moving. It's Alex's reaction. You can see the exact moment the vibe in the room shifts. She stops talking mid-sentence. Her eyes don't go to the door yet, but her body language changes. She feels a presence. When she finally glances over her shoulder and sees the door standing wide open, her face drops. The influencer persona vanishes instantly, replaced by genuine, pale-faced terror. She knows she is home alone. She knows that door doesn't just slide on its own. She eventually gathers the courage to stand up and investigate. And this is where skeptics usually start their work. She swings the door open, but the closet is packed tight with clothes and bins. There is no space for a person to be hiding, and there are no visible strings or mechanical rigs. The footage is raw, unedited, and captured in the middle of the day. It wasn't a scary story she planned to tell. It was a terrifying reality she accidentally recorded while just trying to live her life. If you were on YouTube during the early 2010s, you knew exactly who Charles Green was. Better known as Angry Grandpa, he was the internet's favorite hot-tempered patriarch. His channel, run by his son Michael, was famous for epic pranks and chaotic outbursts. But amidst the smashed TV sets and screaming matches, one video captured something that was never supposed to be there. This wasn't a prank, and it wasn't a joke. In fact, the people filming it didn't even realize they had captured a ghost until years later. The setting was Angry Grandpa's trailer in Summerville, South Carolina. Fans of the show always joked that the trailer felt off, and Grandpa himself often complained about strange noises or items moving on their own. In one specific vlog, Grandpa is standing outside his home, doing what he does best, yelling at the camera and pointing his finger at the viewers. It's a classic high-energy Grandpa moment. But while everyone was focused on Charles's rant, something was lurking in the background that should have been impossible. Behind Grandpa, near the corner of the trailer and a large trash can, a pale, small figure suddenly appears. It looks like a young child or a very small person with dark hair and a white face peeking out from behind the bin. It stays perfectly still, watching Grandpa for a few seconds, before seemingly vanishing. The most disturbing part: neither Michael nor Grandpa mentions it. They aren't looking at it, and they don't react to it. It was a silent, uninvited guest at the center of a viral video. What makes this discovery so compelling is that it was entirely fan-driven. For a long time, this video sat on the channel as just another vlog. It wasn't until eagle-eyed viewers started pausing the footage and zooming in that the trash can ghost became a viral mystery. Fans began flooding the comments, asking Michael if they had noticed the figure during filming. The answer was a resounding no. Michael later admitted that they were completely unaware to the figure while they were on site. Skeptics immediately went to work. Some argued it was a neighbor's kid or a well-placed prop. But the logistics don't quite add up. It appears in a very tight space between the trailer and the bin, and its skin tone has an unnatural greyish-white hue that doesn't match the lighting of the rest of the scene. Furthermore, the way it retreats back behind the trailer doesn't look like a person walking. It looks like a shadow receding. It has all the hallmarks of a classic peekaboo hauntee. Sadly, Charles Green passed away in 2017, but the mystery of his haunted trailer lives on. Some fans believe that Grandpa's high energy, often angry outbursts actually acted as a catalyst, feeding whatever energy was in that home. Whether it was a trick of the light or a genuine spirit, the angry Grandpa ghost remains one of the few pieces of footage where the creators weren't trying to scare us, which makes it all the more terrifying. Urban exploration is a world of calculated risks, but for Chris Hill, better known as Urbex Hill, the risks are often higher than most. Chris has built a massive following by venturing solo into the darkest corners of America's abandoned infrastructure. In one of his most infamous videos, he stepped into the Paul Revere Middle School, a location shrouded in local tragedy and rumors of squatters. The atmosphere is thick from the moment he crosses the threshold, and as we're about to see, the building was far from empty that night. As Chris navigates the maze of rusted green lockers, the silence is suddenly shattered. Rounding a sharp corner, his beam hits something terrifying.
What is that? Do you hear that? Somebody's here.
Another flashlight. Someone else is in the building, and they are standing right in his path. Without a word, Chris's survival instinct kicks in, and he sprints in the opposite direction. In these abandoned spaces, a living person is often far more dangerous than any ghost, and this initial encounter sets a tone of pure adrenaline for the rest of the night. After catching his breath, Chris pushes deeper into the school and enters a dilapidated bathroom. In the shadows, he spots the unmistakable.
Somebody's in there.
Silhouette of a man standing perfectly still. Shaken, he backs out, but his curiosity gets the better of him. He decides to confront the figure.
Hello. What the Oh, it's a f***ing toy. Oh my god, that scared the out of me.
As it turns out, it's just a mannequin, A cruel prank left behind by someone specifically to terrify explorers. However, the relief is short-lived. Just as he realizes it's fake, the mannequin inexplicably falls over right in front of him. Whether it was a gust of wind or something more paranormal, the timing was enough to make anyone's skin crawl. The night takes a turn toward the truly unexplained when Chris approaches an old office area to investigate a heavy safe. As he nears it, a strange noise echoes from the corner. In the raw footage, you can clearly see a dark humanoid figure lurking in the shadows. It looks like a classic shadow person manifestation.
The safe is still here. I wonder what's in it.
Stealing his nerves, Chris decides to confront it head-on, but when he rounds the corner, the figure has completely vanished. There are no exits and nowhere to hide, leaving him standing in an empty room with a noise he can't explain. By this point, the school has made it clear that Chris isn't welcome. As he decides he's seen enough and starts making his way toward the exit, the sound of heavy footsteps begins thundering up the nearby stairs.
I remember the last time I explored it. Hello? Hello? What? Okay, I know I heard somebody coming down these stairs. I'm out.
Checking the stairwell and the floors above, but once again, there is absolutely no one there. Realizing that the building is becoming increasingly unpredictable, Chris makes the call to leave for good. He exits the building unharmed, but with footage that remains some of the most debated in his career. Joe Weller is a name usually associated with high-energy football videos, wrestling parodies, and light-hearted comedy. But back in the mid-2010s, he decided to dip his toes into the world of urban exploration. Joe, along with his friend Elliot, headed to an abandoned asylum known as Old Hall. They went in with the typical YouTuber bravado, loud, joking, and looking for a bit of a thrill. They weren't ghost hunters. They were just two guys with a camera looking to explore a creepy old building. The initial vibe of the video is almost comedic. Joe and Elliot are laughing, mocking the haunted atmosphere, and treating the asylum like a playground. This is a crucial detail because their later terror is far more believable when you see how skeptical they were at the start. They didn't go in looking for spirits. They went in looking for a laugh. As they push deeper into the decaying hallways of the asylum, the silence is broken by a sound that instantly stops them in their tracks.
Hello? What the f was that? It's kids. Well, what do we do here? Calyx and Gundigan. Oh, wait. Who's that there? Pretty alright, isn't it? Wait, what is that?
They think there are just some kids there messing with them, but little did they know at the time, nobody's there at all.
Take your trousers down! Who's having the banter? Well, this is funny. Wait, imagine if it isn't even like... right, what we do... Alright, you're just vandalising now. What are you gonna do? What is it?
Nothing.
Wait, I beg you don't throw anything right now because we're just coming out. Hello? Is there anyone there? There's no one there. How did they run away so quickly? Hello?
From the darkness further down the corridor, they hear the distinct high-pitched voice of a child. It's not a scream or a moan, it's a taunt. The voice clearly says, "Na na na boo boo," followed by the sound of objects being thrown and hitting the floor. It sounds like a child playing a game of hide and seek. Joe's immediate reaction is one of annoyance rather than fear. Convinced that there must be local kids or squatters hiding in the rooms, he begins to mock the voice. He shouts back into the darkness, mimicking the na-na-na-boo-boo sound, essentially telling the kids to come out and stop messing around. They even start throwing things back, fully believing they are in a prank war with some local teenagers. It's the ultimate moment of famous last words before the reality of their situation sets in. Determined to catch the people messing with them, Joe and Elliot begin a systematic search of the immediate area. They burst into the rooms where the sounds originated, expecting to find a group of kids laughing behind a door. But every room they enter is empty. No footprints in the thick dust, no open windows, and no places to hide. The laughter they heard just seconds before seems to have vanished into thin air. The tone of the video shifts here. The jokes stop. The cameras start shaking. They realize that for someone to have made those noises and thrown those objects, they would have had to be standing right in front of them. Yet the hallways are long and clear, and there is nowhere for a person to run without being seen. They are standing in a dead-end section of a massive, rotted building, and they are officially alone. Just as they try to rationalize the silence, more stones are thrown. This time, they land right at their feet. The objects aren't falling from the ceiling. They are being tossed from the darkness of the hallway they just cleared. The child's voice returns, but this time it feels less like a game and more like a warning. Joe and Elliot realize they aren't dealing with bored teenagers. The realization that something is in the building with them, something that can see them while they remain blind, triggers a full-blown panic. They aren't mocking the na-na-na-boo-boo anymore. They are sprinting. The raw audio captures the sound of their heavy breathing and the echoing thuds of their boots as they scramble to find the exit they used to get in. The asylum had transformed from a joke into a trap in a matter of minutes. Joe Weller later admitted that this was the most terrified he had ever been in his life. Skeptics, of course, analyzed the audio, claiming it could have been edited in post-production. However, the sheer change in Joe's demeanor, from a cocky YouTuber to a man genuinely fearing for his life, convinced millions of viewers that what they caught at Old Hall was real. It remains one of the most famous examples of accidental paranormal evidence on YouTube. It's a reminder that when you mock the unknown might just mock you back. Joe and Elliot left the building unharmed, but they left behind their skepticism. To this day, fans still debate who or what was singing that nursery rhyme in the dark. Was it a residual haunting of a child once kept in the asylum, or something much more malevolent? Whatever it was, it got the last laugh. From the quiet suburbs to the rotted halls of forgotten asylums, it seems that no matter where we go, the unexplained is never far behind. Whether it's a door sliding open in a teenager's bedroom, or a mocking voice echoing through a middle school, these clips remind us that our reality might be a lot thinner than we'd like to believe. But what do you think? Was Joe Weller actually being taunted by something from the other side? Or was it just a masterclass in YouTube prank culture? And does that figure in the Paul Revere locker room still have a logical explanation? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I read through as many as I can, and some of your insights might just end up in a future investigation. If you enjoyed diving into these cases with me, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to help the files grow. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your cameras rolling, because you never know when you'll be the one to capture a glitch in the world. This has been Nightfall Files. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there in the dark.